Welcome to the Nebraska Prep Zone podcast. I'm Stu Pospisil. Mike Patterson is with us as always. And Mike, you've actually gone out and seen something as this weather has not been very conducive for spring sports, but you saw something on Monday night.
Right. Season was supposed to start Thursday, of course. That's when we had some snow and 25-degree temperatures, and that followed through to the weekend. So we finally got some games played last night. Opening day all across the state, and I was at Millard South, and the Patriots, who finished as the Class A runner-up last year, were defeated by Bellevue West. Millard South started the season number 3 ranked, Bellevue West number 5, and the Thunderbirds came out on top 5-0. So good start for the T-Birds. Also going on last night was our number 1 team, Millard West. They were playing at Prep. And the Wildcats came away with a 9-4 road victory at Prep, so we're off and running baseball-wise.
Tell me about the special guest, surprise visitor last night at the Millard South Bellevue West game.
Right. Well, Cam Koziel, the very fine Millard South shortstop, who we've written about quite a bit, all-stater from past years, committed to Vanderbilt, and someone pointed out to me that the Vanderbilt coach was there, Tim Corbin, who I've met covering the College World Series.
Sure.
So I went down and talked to him for a little bit, and he was just watching Cam play, but he's a really nice guy, and just was keeping an eye on the Patriots. It was a little bit chilly for him yesterday, a guy from Vanderbilt, but Tim told me that he had stopped down at TD Ameritrade and had touched the statue down there for good luck, so he wants to bring his team back this summer. But yeah, Cam, I think, is going to have a great college career ahead of him, but he's got his senior year to go this year.
He could also possibly go pro, right?
Possible. It's always possible, but
when you're top 20 U18 national or under 18 national team, you've got that prospect of being drafted, I would think.
Right. You just never really know. So everything I know, I think Cam is still going to go to Vanderbilt, but like I said, we don't really know until draft day, so we'll see what happens.
Well, now with NIL, you don't know, how that money system works, and again, if you're one of the top 20, 25 players in this class of 23, and you're at Vanderbilt, the NIL money might be better than minor league money at this point.
Yeah, that NIL is a whole new dimension these days, so you just never really know what that's going to have. It's kind of the wild card in the whole equation.
Well, it is. I mean, basketball, I've been hearing about, some of these pitches to keeping college players in school is, hey, you can earn more NIL money staying with a college program than you can going into the G League.
Right. And to a point, it's keeping some athletes around longer than maybe they would have left college earlier without the NIL deal. So it's, like I said, an interesting dynamic and one that could come into play.
What else are you looking at this week on the baseball schedule?
Well, there's several games, and the weather's supposed to be fairly mild, so that's good. I know on Thursday, I think for sure I'm going to be back at Millard South because that's where Millard West will be playing. That's always a great
rivalry. Last year's final.
Right. Great rivalry game, rematch of last year's Wild final, 11-10. We remember that. The Wildcats prevailed. I believe the Elkhorn tournament might be this weekend. I believe the Lincoln Pies, the 10th tournament, might be this weekend, which is kind of famous for always getting rained out, or at least partially rained out, just because it's so early in the season. Those are just some of the top games off the top of my head, Stu.
Okay.
But like I said, off and running, and hopefully, knock on wood, the weather will cooperate this week.
When do you think you'll re-rank?
Well, I'm guessing probably early next week sometime. So at least then the teams will have played 3, 4, or 5 games, and we'll look at them then and see who needs to be ranked where. Okay.
Well, I think Nick Rubik with soccer is going to wait a week as well. His slate this week looks like a good one. Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Gretna. Omaha Creighton Prep goes out to see the Dragons. And then Saturday slate, Lincoln Southwest girls at Omaha Marion. That might be interesting. I haven't I don't know for sure whether Kennedy Williams has made the transition from basketball to soccer with her knee. Again, we talked about that last week. Her knee certainly looked pretty strong at state basketball, but again, different set of muscles being used there too.
For sure, and continuous running, and everybody knows, daughter of Amy Williams,
Yep.
but Kennedy's a very fine athlete, and really hope that she can get healthy enough to play soccer. So we'll see.
The Silverhawk boys, Lincoln Southwest comes up to play Omaha Creighton Prep on Saturday as well. And then another top 5 meeting is Omaha Westside boys at Lincoln East. So Nick's going to have some things going on. Track season's getting underway. We had some indoor meets last week. The Millard North Relays is one of the outdoor meets on Saturday this week. Golf is finally getting underway. Again, you got to be a little careful with the courses and grass conditions and things like that. So they're getting off the ground, and tennis is right around the corner too. So as the weeks go along, we'll be touching on all 5 of those sports, and not just these 2.
Right. I did want to point one thing out, Stu. When I was at Millard South yesterday, construction is ongoing for the press box out there. You'll be happy to know. So
yay!
Long overdue, and I know everybody, including us for sure, will be so happy to see that bigger press box out there at Buell Stadium. Always a really busy place for all 3 of the Millard schools that play out there. So yes, construction was ongoing, but I'm not sure exactly when the hopeful construction end date is, but looked like they were going great guns yesterday.
Good. I'll have to drive by and see it. So until next time, for Mike Patterson, I'm Stu Pospisil, and this is the Nebraska Prep Zone Podcast.